What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live show. I am LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. As you see there, the Knicks put off a great victory tonight. Very scrappy, crazy victory, I will say, tonight by beating the Detroit Pistons 118 to 112, man. Talking about just kind of taking it down to the to the end, right? You know, this is a game. The Knicks should have easily won this game. But this is like one of those times where you kind of have to wake yourself up, right? And push yourself to play. Because you know you're better than the team, right? So how do you find the motivation to really get up for a game like this? It's very difficult sometimes. It really is. And that's what I saw tonight. I saw a team that had to dig deep, right? To beat a team that is considered that is one of the worst teams in the league, right? So how do you do that? How do you dig deep and find it within? You just have to say to yourself, okay, you know what? I don't know how, but we got to get this victory. And that's what they did, right? Jalen Brunson was huge tonight. Huge. If anybody doesn't think he's a budding superstar, they're out of their minds, right? 42 big points. He's been absolutely on a tear this year. On a tear. He is definitely going to make an All-NBA this year. I don't see, just unless he just falls off a cliff and just starts playing terrible, or, knock on wood, he gets an injury. Knock on wood, you hear that? But outside of that, man, he's just playing exceptional. He looks like every bit of a star player, man. I mean, and I think that's ascending to a superstar. Randall was big tonight. He had 29 points. He's looking like an all-star, right, as of late. I love it because games like this, the Knicks in the past would have lost. They would have got caught up. They wouldn't have played their best, and they would have wound up to have a pesky Detroit team that's scrapping for victories pull out a sneaky win tonight in the Garden. But when you have a guy like Brunson, he's not going to allow that. And that's basically what happened tonight, right? Certain guys like IQ just didn't have it tonight. So this is what I mean with IQ, right? I'm going to talk about him later. Excuse me. I'm going to talk about him later, but this is what I mean, right? He's been playing exception, then he'll have a dud. You can't do that, man. Can't have a dud. You can't. Now, you could have a night where it's kind of shaky, but you're still anywhere between 17 and 20 points. Like, you know how to get your points. IQ is still struggling with that at times, right? So that's the thing. Gravity, what's going on, man? Hope all is well. Atlantic Line, what's going on to you as well? Appreciate you guys coming through. So that's what it was, man. And this team was pesky, man. Like they just did not want to go away. Young, scrappy team who's got a lot of pieces, I might add. A lot of pieces that the Knicks should be interested in for that possible 3D wing, that wing coming off the bench, right? I'm going to discuss that later on as well. But they just didn't want to go away, man. And you know what? That just shows how good this league is, right? As bad as they are, I think their record's like 2-16 or something like that. Their record is terrible, right? 2-17. They just did not want to go away, man. They just didn't. I mean, the Knicks were dominating the first quarter. But they just kept scrapping away. Pesky, like, young players. They got the twin Thompson. He was in the OTE Elite. He was over there playing. He's a hell of a ball player. He's a really good young guy. I forgot they got Jaden Ivey, man. I forgot they have him. They got, Jalen Durant. He's got the braids cut off now. You can forget him. He usually wears a headband. He didn't. I didn't recognize him at first. They got a lot of pieces over there. The Knicks should really, really look and see if they're interested in letting some of those pieces go. They got Marvin Bagley. Bagley's solid, man. He's not a star, but he's solid. He's a solid piece. They got James Wiseman over there on the bench. He didn't play tonight. He's another good piece, man. Listen, man, look. We'll discuss more of that later. Couple things I want to touch on, too, in regards to the starting lineup. Sorry, I was thirsty. But Grimes we'll touch on, okay? Because, I'll get into the issue I have with Grimes. We'll get it right into it. I've been talking about him for a long time, but I'll get into detail about him. I'm really concerned about RJ, and not with his play. I thought he was solid tonight, right? He had his moments. His three ball's not coming down, but I think he's coming back down to earth with his three ball. CP's New York Sports Network, I appreciate you coming through, man. Thank you so much for coming through, my man. I hope all is well. Please like and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also, too, man, happy holidays to you and yours, man. I appreciate you coming by. CT New York Sports Network, man. Thank you for coming through to the LV Live show. RJ, let me go through RJ's numbers really quick, right? Okay, so RJ played 24 minutes, right? He didn't play that much tonight. He was 5 for 12 from the field, which isn't bad. He was 1 for 6 from 3, like I said, coming back down to earth. 4 from 6 from the line, which was solid. 15 points. Here's the issue that I'm having with RJ. Hey guys, I don't listen. I don't think he's healthy, man. I don't think he's healthy. He has no lift, man. I don't even think he can dunk. Like I mean, a couple of times he's, he just doesn't have any lift, even for offensive rebounds, even for rebounds. I saw him try to jump. It looked like he can't get up off the ground. He's getting up this much off the ground. And it's like when he's making moves, he's laboring. Like, it's not like you see Randall how he's moving. You see Brunson how he's moving. All those guys are moving. They're just moving fluidly. RJ looks like it's hard for him to just shuffle, man. Just a shuffle drill. That's stuff we learned, right? You guys know how to do a shuffle drill. It's like he can't even do that. It's like he's in quicksand, or he's got like 8,000-pound weights on his feet. Now, it looks like he's laboring his injury. I think that knee is a lot worse than what they're telling. I'm telling you. I played before. I've had knee injuries, and I tried to play a couple of times, even though my knee was bothering me. And then I found out later it was a lot worse than what I thought. I would not be surprised if he's got real serious problems with that knee. They talked about it, but I think it might be a little worse than that, man. I'm just watching him. He looks like he's laboring. And that's why I'm just noticing his movements, and I'm like, yo, he looks like he's trying to play on it. Like, that's what it looks like. He doesn't look like he doesn't know what he's doing. He looks like he does, but it looks like his body's not allowing him to. That's what it looks like with him. I'm watching the game, and I'm like, RJ he's trying to make certain moves, but it's like his body's like, nah, we can't do that. I really think that knee is bothering him. Like I really, really do. I'm just noticing certain things, and like 'cause a couple of times he was going to the basket, it's like he couldn't do or couldn't move a certain way, and usually it's because he's, how can I say? What's the word I'm looking for? He's trying to support his knee, so he's trying to make a move with his other leg, because he's trying to support the other leg so it won't get hurt again. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm seeing. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen, if he's got to sit and maybe he's got to get something cleaned up in his knee or something like that and he's out, then cool. But don't have him out there, man, if he can do more damage to it. Now, I know what these doctors are going to say and all this other stuff, but He just does not. He's not moving the same as he did in the beginning of the season. And then we started hearing stuff coming out about his knee. He had to sit out a couple of games to rest his knee. Then he's got this phantom migraine out the blue. And he's out for like 4 games. Then you see him on the sideline of games chilling. I'm like, wait a minute. If he got a migraine, right? So these crazy stories coming out. I would not be surprised if the knee is a lot more issues going on there. And maybe he wants to try to toughen out, kind of similar to what Randall did. Remember how Randall was saying? He said his ankle was bad. So that's why he didn't look like Randall. Now Randall's starting to look like Randall, but his ankle feels better. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it looks like to me. It doesn't look like because he's not playing terrible. But he's not playing how he was playing like a couple of weeks ago. But I think he looks like he's laboring. He doesn't look like he doesn't look healthy, man, is what I'm saying. Some certain players, they look healthy, like Grimes looks healthy, right? We'll get on him in a minute. So he has no excuse. RJ doesn't look healthy. It looks like he's having a hard time moving. And that's why his shots look a certain way. So something to monitor, guys. Let's monitor that. Okay, breaking news, RJ's human. Yeah, man, he's definitely human. He's got some issues going on there, I'm telling you. For sure, got you with the subscribe. Let's go Knicks. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Happy holidays to you and yours. Thank you, CP New York Sports Network. Atlantic Line, geez, LV, don't say that, man. You're scaring me. Listen, man, I don't mean to scare you. I really don't. But I'm just saying, Atlantic Line, you got to be honest with what I'm saying here, right? You're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. He just doesn't look right. And it's not that he looks like RJ, like regular, but he looks slower. He looks stiff, like he can't move. You that doesn't have, like, your body doesn't go like that. Like, the season just started. He look better. Like, Randall's looking better now because he's getting his NBA legs. RJ looked better than the beginning of the season, but I don't know. Maybe the extra stuff with the FIBA, I don't know. It might have put a strain on his knee. I don't know. But he just looks like he's, he looks like he's laboring, man. Okay, CP, Tibbs ripped into the defensive effort in the postgame. He's been a savage with his comments recently. Yeah, he has been. Listen, man. Sorry about that. Listen, Tibbs don't play no games, man. Tibbs is old school, man. Tibbs is old school. He gonna let cats know, man. Now, I know there's been issues in the past about his relationship with Randall. Now he lets Randall get away with a lot of stuff, right? We know that. But you know who he lets get away with a lot of stuff? Brunson gets away with everything. Gets away with everything. To the point to where Brunson's got his whole crew from Villanova on the team. So that tells you everything. All right, so I got into the RJ piece. Quentin Grimes, right? Now, let me go over his stat line real quick before I jump into Grimes right now. Grimes played 16 minutes. He was 0 for 5 from the field, 0 for 3 from three-point land, no free throws, 1 rebound, 2 steals, and that's it. He played the less minutes out of everybody tonight. Now, I want you guys to pay attention, right? I really, truly do. Slowly but surely, he's starting to kind of get X'd out, and DiVincenzo is ascending. Tibbs sees what we see. DiVincenzo was huge tonight. 9 big points in the fourth quarter. Huge. Huge coming off the bench, but not just that. Did you see his defensive intensity on Cade Cunningham? You got to understand, DiVincenzo's about 6'4", 6'5". Cade is a legit 6'8", man. Maybe 6'9". Big point forward or whatever you want to call, point guard, point whatever. But he handles that pill. He's legit. He's no joke. He's no scrub. If I'm correct, I think he might have had 31 tonight. Let me just make sure I got that right. Make sure I got them numbers right. I try not to give you guys. Yeah, Cade had 31 tonight. He had 31. So I'm watching him, and I'm like, yo, I knew it, man. This kid, Then he came with the pick and roll. See that oop he gave that Gotham lob he gave Big Mitch. The kid knows the game, man. He knows the game. And once again, he does not seem unsure of himself in the moment. He does not. There was a couple of times he didn't make all his threes. There was a couple of times Randall gave him a couple of passes and he missed them. But he keeps at it, man. Grimes is slowly but surely getting weeded out of this. To where he's going to be coming off the bench and DiVincenzo's going to be starting. You heard it here first with LV Live. Grimes is getting worse. He's not getting any better. At all. Guys, pay attention to it. Pay attention to what's happening. Pay attention to what's happening. As I'm sitting back and I'm watching the game and I'm watching Grimes, you could see it. It's a guy that's not really too confident in what he's doing on the court. He's just not. He's not confident at all. You could see it. He's unsure of his shot. He's unsure of his decision making. He's shaky with the pill. It looks like his confidence is shot a bit. And it's not just the players on the court. He feels the pressure, man. He feels the pressure. He sees that kid off the bench. He sees it. He sees what we see with that kid, man. DiVincenzo is no joke, and he's coming. He's coming. He wants playing time, and he wants to show that he belongs here. I'm just watching the game, man. It's very, very evident that DiVincenzo's a better ball player than him. It just is. His energy is always up too, man. Excuse me. His energy is always up. He's always coming off. He's always upbeat. You never see him like he just doesn't seem like he's not in tune to the game. And even though he may not shoot well, he gives you other things. Like even that penetration that he made in that game, that Gotham lob he gave to Big Mitch. He's in tune to the game. He played 23 minutes tonight. He was 4 from 8 from the field, 4 from 8 from 3. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block. He's just all over the place, man. Even at one time, remember, I don't know if you guys saw it, but K tried to go to the basket, and I guess Big Mitch fouled him, but DiVincenzo was on his neck, man. Pause. And blocked his shot. So the kid is locked in, man. The kid is locked in. Grimes better wake up fast. Fast. He better wake up. GZD, what's going on, man? Hope all is well with you. Appreciate you coming by, rocking with LV, man. Great win by the Knicks tonight, as you see right there, 118-112. Okay, Atlantic Lions say Grimes, man. I want him to ball his mind out. He needs a 15-plus point game, man. Yeah, he does, but you know what? I don't see it in him, man. I don't see it in him. When he's out there with those guys, Atlantic Lion, he looks out of place, man. He looks unsure of himself, man. You can't play hoops and be unsure. It doesn't matter who you out there on the court with. You got to play ball, man. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Your game's got to carry. Your game's got to carry. Your game's got to be the same. The same way you play at 55th, the same way you play at the church league is the same way you play in the finals. Your game has got to travel. It should not matter what's going on. If you're rattled, that means, man, you need to take a seat and figure some things out. And I think he's rattled. I think he feels the pressure of that kid coming. Because once again, we're not in practice, man. I'm telling you, that's where you see it. You see it in practice. And he might be giving it to Grimes. And so Grimes might feel, let me go back on that. Pause on that, giving it to Grimes. LV's getting it. I'm talking my basketball talk. I apologize. He might be giving Grimes a hard time in practice. How's that sound? So that's spilling over into the games. right? So you're seeing Grimes and you're seeing his lack of confidence. And it could be because of what's going on in practice. Tibbs may be playing this kid more. He may be giving this kid more of an opportunity. Grimes may kind of sense that he's losing out on playing time, right? He only played 16 minutes tonight. And with RJ's struggles and how he's moving, he only played 24. So I think the coaches see what we see in regards to RJ's movement. Grimes only played 16. So I think slowly but surely things are starting to get weeded out. Gravity says, I think Tibbs needs to put Dante in the starting lineup now because that Grimes defense we needed is not even a. He's not. I said that before, Gravity. I don't listen. They're like the same defender. It's not like Grimes is a defensive stopper. Like he's getting cooked every night. Cade had 31 tonight, and majority of them was on Grimes. He was serving Grimes. DiVincenzo came in and slowed him down a little bit. But come on, Cade's still at 31. Cade is legit, man. He ain't no bum. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he's a good ball player. But still, I saw a difference in how DiVincenzo was guarding him and Grimes. It's like I'm just being honest with you. Atlantic Line says, I feel like Grimes is the guy that gets called in because they need one more for a pickup game. Yeah, man. But that's his fault, though, man. And what I mean by that is it's all on you, man. Like, you got to play better. That's it. That's it, man. This is New York. This ain't Houston. This ain't Memphis. This ain't all them others. This ain't Tennessee. This ain't them small towns out there, man. This is New York. Get right, man. You know what I'm saying? Period. We ain't going to coddle you. We're not. Play better, man. Play better. Get some grit, man. Get some grit. Bite down and be like, nah, you ain't taking my starting spot, man. I'm going to make this pop. Watch this. You know what I mean? That's how you got to be. You can't fold up. Of course DiVincenzo's coming for that spot. Of course, he playing with his boys. He playing with his whole Villanova crew. He want to play with his friends. So he's playing loose, calm, confident. Even when he makes mistakes, he's playing confident. You got to have short-term memory when you're playing this game. And you miss a shot, so what? You make a bad pass, so what? You got to be able to respond quick and not get caught up on what happened in the last play or because you missed a jump shot. You know what I mean? Because then you let one thing affect the rest of your game. And I think that's what's happening with Grimes. He's not knocking down shots, so if you notice, he's not defending well. Guys are scorching him. He can't stop anybody. Then he's missing layups. Like, then he's trying to do crossovers. He's getting stripped. Like, he just looks unsure of himself, man. I think he needs to take a seat. GZD said, another uninvolved RJ. Really struggling to make his shots. GZD, man, I talked about RJ a couple minutes before, right before you came in. I think he's laboring, man. I think that knee is bothering him. You gotta understand, guys. Listen, when your shot's not falling, the first thing that goes is your legs. That's part of your jump shot. Is your legs. Your legs is the main thing with the jump shot. And to create separation, you need your legs. You gotta have agility, right? You gotta move side to side. That's why they do the shuffle drills, right? The karaoke's, all that stuff. You gotta be great with your hips. Pause. Right? You gotta be able to be agile, to make moves, do a fall away, do an in and out, right? You gotta be able to shift, man. He can't do that. He can't. I'm watching him. He can barely move, man. And I'm like, yo. And I'm watching him up and down the court, seeing him run. He's laboring, man. He's trying to hold it together, but you could tell he's laboring. He only played 24 minutes tonight, man. I think the coaches are starting to see. I wouldn't be surprised if another week or so, you might see him, he's out for a couple of days. He might have to drain that knee, or he might have to go on. They might have to get something cleaned up. Remember, I noticed this before with him with his knee. It might be a reoccurring issue. He might have some issues with that knee. But I think he might have aggravated it. Game 1, and when he went up for that dunk, what's the kid White, right, from the Celtics? He hit RJ in the air, and RJ came down on his knee, and he was holding it. I think he might have aggravated something. Once again, I dealt with a lot of knee injuries, man, from playing sports. And so sometimes you can get a little slight tear someplace, man, and it can really, really affect you. And it could be a small little tear, nothing crazy. Like you tore a little bit cartilage. Like it's crazy. And then you're like, oh man, that little thing caused me problems. Your body's crazy. Your body can identify when something's not right. And the way he's moving like his leg doesn't want to allow him to move. Like he's trying to. I'm seeing when he's going to the rack trying to make a move. He can't do it. And it's not that he couldn't do it because he could before we saw him, but his body's not allowing him to. And I think he's trying to push through and fight through an injury. Yeah, I think that's what's going on with him, man. He just doesn't look right moving wise. And I think that's why his 3 ball's not falling, because he's not getting no lift. It's like he's pushing the ball. It's not a jump shot. And because his knee is, or his legs or whatever's going on with him, it's affecting his shot. It's affecting his form, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not sure. Landline said, we need RJ for Milwaukee. I think we should BS. What? We should BS an injury so he's out tomorrow. Not sure what you're saying on that last part. BS is injury. I'm assuming you're saying sit him out. So sit him out. You think we should sit him out and kind of have him rest? I mean, I'm okay with that. We just gotta find. I mean, they they're giving us half stories, man. Like once again, they said about the migraine. Oh, look who came through, man. Fight on all day, man. If nobody knows, man, I'm a USC Trojan all day, every day. Even though I'm in New York City, I'm a Trojan through and through, man. Fight on, Tim Prangley. If you guys love college football like I do, please go follow Tim Prangley in the USC show. USC Voice of College Football. Those guys over there, they do a great job talking about the USC Trojans. Football, college football, anything. Those guys are top tier. Do you hear me? Top tier when it comes to that stuff, man. If you're into college football, they know it all. They know it all. They know it all. So give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to say something to Tim really quick. Tim, I appreciate you coming through. Hope you're feeling better, Tim. I know you're kind of under the weather. Hope you're feeling better. Also, too, Tim, is there a possibility that Caleb comes back? Is that a possibility? Because I see he was out at the game with John Jack, and he was out there with Jordan Addison. Is that a possibility, Tim? Is he playing? What is he doing, Tim? Because it looks like he's kind of hinting that he wants to come back. He's hanging out with his boys. See, Tim said, nah. That's he's going. Okay. I'm just throwing it out there, Tim. Okay. But guys, listen, if anybody's into college football, not just USC, because these guys are the USC guys, they do an amazing job out there in California, but anything with college football, go in there. Also, too, guys, I'm working on it too, but they have a call-in show. I'm giving Tim, I'm giving you all the plugs, man, because you guys do an amazing job. They have a call-in show, so you guys can call in. LV Live, I'm getting there, so I'm definitely going to have my call-in as well. But they have a call-in show, so you can call in and give your breakdown of how you feel certain things should be, or ask them questions. They're open to all of that, and these guys are very, 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 very knowledgeable in regards to college football, not just USC, but all college football. It's great stuff over there with those guys, man. So please go through and support those guys. Yeah, it's too much money. Yeah, I agree, Tim. I agree, Tim. I'm just throwing it out there because Caleb playing, game time decision. You heard that, Tim. I can't with that. So yeah, man. So I think Atlantic Lion. We should. I think we should rest him because he only played 24 minutes tonight. So I think what that's telling me is that they can see like there's something wrong with him. Now, of course, DiVincenzo had it going. Josh Hart looked good tonight too, man. Listen, Tibbs is getting on those guys, and Josh Hart looked like he's ready to play. After Tibbs told him, hey, listen, man, you need to shoot better. You want to get involved in the offense? Shoot better. Now Josh Hart is back to Josh Hart because he looked good tonight. Going up for rebounds, he looked like Josh Hart tonight. And the other game, too. He's looking like Josh Hart, man. Break down his numbers really, really quick, man. He played, and listen, guys, he played 32 minutes. This is exactly what Tibbs wants. He wants him to end off games. 32 minutes, 2 for 3 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, 2 for 4 from the line, 7 boards tonight for Josh Hart. 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 turnover, but 7 points. But Josh Hart was a +6, man. +6. You got to love this guy and what he brings. But what he brings is winning basketball. Winning basketball, that's the key. Because when we want to win games, you want him down at the end of the stretch. You know why? Because he's the gritty guy, right? He gets in there. He gets those rebounds. Sometimes he does the work that guys don't want to do. He gets his hands dirty. Some guys don't want to do that, right? They want to sit down and shoot jump shots. They don't want to get down there and crash the boards. He does that. He does all the dirty work that you're going to need to win championship games, right? That's just what it is. It's a saying in football that they always say, offense wins games, defense wins championships, right? And that's what Josh Hart is. He's the lunch pail guy. He's the, Swiss Army knife. He does it all for us. And I think Tibbs might have motivated him a bit the other day by saying what he said. And I think it woke him up. But great win tonight, man. Great win tonight. The Knicks are now 11-7, guys. 11-7. 18 games, 11-7. You got to like what we're doing. Of course, people are going to say, hey, LV, they're beating up on a lot of weak teams. They haven't beat a legit contender, maybe outside of Miami, right? Everybody else we lost to. All right, that's fair enough. But to me, in this league, man, there's only a handful of those teams, right? So the Knicks are at the middle of the pack. So as long as they continue to beat the teams that are just as good as them or less than them, there's more weak teams in this league than great. Then that's where we should be, right? And if we can maybe even it out to where we can kind of split down the middle with those elite teams, then I think we're in a beautiful place. I think we are. And I think that we can truly still make some noise in the playoffs. I do. And guys, listen, we talked about Brunson, right? Mention him. What about Randall, man? What about Randall? Randall coming around, man. Randall, on his birthday, shall I add, turned 29 today, scored 29 points. Look at that. 38 minutes for Randall, 12 for 21 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, 3 from 6 from the line. He's got to get better at the stripe. 10 boards for Randall. Again, 8 defensive rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds, 8 steals. 8 assists. 1 block. Hey, listen, man. Randall almost had a triple-double on his birthday. He had that tough game the other night. We talked about it, right? We let him have it. How he played against Phoenix. Last couple of games, Randall has come ready to play. He's dominated. And that's what we should be happy with. We got to be. We got to love it. I love what Randall's doing. And then listen, guys, look. We all kill him. Listen, me included. We get on him. About how he's got to play better, the things he needs to do. Like, I know. But you got to commend the guy when he's playing really well and up to what we want to see from him night in and night out. And today he looked like that. He really did. And then, like I said, got to beat up on the bad teams to be good. Absolutely. Sharpen up those knives, right? That's the way you got to do it. Okay, Randall is the double-double king. Gravity, I have to agree with that. Listen, when he's him, when he plays like him, he's not listening to the outside noise. He's not trying to do too much. He's not handling the pill as much. He can be Randall and play bully ball. Step out, hit that three. Yeah, now he's cooking. And he's a perfect piece to add to Brunson. Atlantic Line said, Randall sees barbecue chicken every time we face a bad team. Agreed. But Atlantic Lion, don't you think he should be seeing barbecue chicken? That's how it should be, man. Every single time. He does not waste anything. If he knows that you're like not even close to being able to defend him, it should be barbecue chicken. All day long. It shouldn't be like we shouldn't even waste any time with that. And that's what he did. So you gotta love what he does. You gotta love what he does. You really, really, truly do. Gotta give the guy his props, especially on his birthday. Scored 29 on his 29th birthday. Doesn't get any better than that. Also, almost a triple-double for Randall, which is fabulous. Moneymaker Mitchell was a monster again. If this guy's not up for maybe most improved player, how about that? But if he's not up for those things, I don't know what, because what he does, what he adds to the team, he's like Josh Hart, but just as a center, man. He does those things that really, really affect winning. Big Mitch stat line, right? He played 31 minutes, 2 for 4 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, too, with his coach in the building. His coach from Louisiana, from his high school team. He brought his coach up here to watch him play. And Big Mitch, look at that, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Big on the boards as always, 9 rebounds, 3 defensive rebounds, but once again, a monster on the offensive rebounds, 6 offensive boards for Big Mitch. Money-making Mitch, man. Leads the league, man, with offensive rebounds. Nobody's better than him. And 6 big points. He was a +8 tonight. Mitch is just amazing. Gravity said, I see Randall and Brunson making the All-Star team this year. Absolutely. Brunson is a definite. Guys, listen, man. We really, really have to. I don't think we're doing it enough. But we really got to pay attention to what Brunson is doing. Is anybody paying attention to what this guy's doing? And how he's scorching dudes on the court. Like, listen, man. He played 40 minutes today. He had 42. And he's shooting at a high clip from the field. He was 13 for 24. 7 for 12 from 3. 9 for 10 from the free throw line. He had 6 rebounds and 8 assists. Now, of course, everyone's going to say, oh, it was against the Pistons. So what? It's the NBA, man. You got NBA dudes over there. They ain't got no bums. They got guys over there that'll come to your juke league or whatever, your church league or whatever, and will give you 40, 50 on Detroit. So you got to respect those guys too. But I just read you down his stat line, man. I think the league is sleeping on Brunson, man. I think they're sleeping on him. Guys are talking about, Dame Dollar and all these guys. Talking about a whole bunch of dudes, talking about Halliburton. Listen, man, Halliburton is not better than Brunson. He's not better than Brunson. This league is tough. I've said it before. But you know what's tough? Playing in the Garden. Wearing that jersey. And on a night in, night out basis, you are scrutinized. It doesn't matter that you had 30 the other night. It doesn't matter. You play like crap tonight. You're the worst thing ever. That's how it is in this city. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. We was born into it. But that's what it is. But what makes Brunson different is that he's doing it on the biggest stage in the biggest city. I don't think Halliburton can handle what this city brings, man. I don't think so. Their games aren't on TV like it is with the Knicks. The NBA wants the Knicks to be good. Just like they want the Lakers to be good. Just like they want the Celtics to be good. They want the Knicks to be good. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. This jersey weighs a ton, man. It weighs a ton. Brunson said it to you the other night, man, against Miami. When he hit the game winner, they said it. Yo, man, this is embarrassing. The day after Thanksgiving, this is embarrassing. And he stepped it up. Listen, man, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. You could listen, Halliburton's doing that in Indiana. Fox is doing that out there in Sacramento. No one's watching. No one cares. Even Kyrie, he's from the Northeast, but see, he over there in Brooklyn, he folded up, man. He couldn't handle that pressure. Taking leaves of absences and stuff like that. The city is different, man. The city is different. The city is different, man. I'm telling you. This is the heaviest jersey in the league, man. What's today? A Thursday, right? It's a Thursday. It's a Thursday in the city, man. And it was packed up in there. It was sold out again. And you would thought it was the finals going on. Look at all the stars that was on there. I saw Carl Banks. I saw Justin Tuck. You name them. Stars of stars was up in there, man. In the Garden. A whole bunch of actors. You know, it's every night it's like that. Every night. And this dude is dropping 40, man. 35. 31. Making it look easy, man. That's why he's different. And that's why no one, I just don't understand why people aren't talking about it, man. You'll be surprised how many cats come over here that you think are nice. They put on that jersey, they get in front of that crowd, they fold up like tissue paper. They get soft. Soft and fluffy like grits. I'm telling you they will. It frees up in this city, man. That's what it is when you come here and you play in that Garden. They can't handle the pressure, man. They can't. They fold up. Brunson has met the challenge head on, man. Head on. All we need is another piece. That's all we need. Gravity says, clutch dream trait is in full effect like the stars do. Agree, man. Agree, but I think he's ascending, Gravity. I think he's ascending to superstar status. I think he's ascending, man. I think he's ascending. Now, as I sip my water, apologize. One thing I noticed tonight, and I hope you guys did too watching the game. Yo, man, Detroit's got a lot of pieces over there, man. A lot of pieces. I don't know if you guys realize Jaden Ivey's not even starting over there. Remember how bad the Knicks were in Jaden Ivey? When he was coming out? Remember that? He's not even playing over there. He only played 13 minutes tonight. Excuse me. 13 minutes. They're not even playing him. They got James Wiseman over there. Remember, he was the number 1 pick, man. James Wiseman's like 7 feet. He was supposed to be the missing piece to go over there with Golden State. Excuse me, he was the number 1 pick. He was the number 2 pick. But he just didn't pan out. They got him over there. He's about 7 feet. Then they got Marvin Bagley over there. Remember, Bagley was coming out. Remember, Bagley is solid, man. Came out of Duke. He's another one, about 6'10", 6'11". He's big. He's not even playing that much. I think he's averaging about 10 points a game, they said. He only played 14 minutes tonight. Listen, man, they got some pieces over there. Now, of course, they're not going to give up Thompson. They just drafted the kid. He was starting, but then they took him out the starting lineup, they stated. So they're not going to give him up. But if I'm the Knicks, I make a phone call over there and ask them, what are they willing to give up for Jaden Ivey? What are they willing to give up for Wiseman? What are they willing to give up for Marvin Bagley? Do you understand that? Listen, that's a 3D wing. That's the big guy that we can come in and replace with Randall. That can take the spot of Obi. And these guys come in and not complain because they understand their role. Guys, listen, man, I hope you guys are paying attention to that. Listen, man, I don't know why they're not making phone calls. Listen, I didn't realize they had all those guys on that bench, and they're not even playing. Man, this tells you how good the league is, man. Those guys were like supposed to be everything. Everybody loved Jaden Ivey. They wanted him coming out of Purdue. Everybody wanted James Wiseman coming out of Memphis. Everybody wanted Marvin Bagley coming out of Duke, man. But they get in this league and they just fall into the sunken place, man. Atlantic Line said, I'm so surprised Alex Burks didn't have a revenge 7-9 from 3 game like how role players do against the Garden. Man, Alex Burks, come on, man. He's washed up. He's finished. He's done. I'm surprised he's still in the league. Torian Prince, Ricky Rubio type of game. Yeah, I mean, he's not even playing, man. He barely played tonight. How many minutes did he get tonight? Burks only had 11 minutes tonight, man. You see he's over there. Monty Williams is over there, man. He don't play no games, man. He ain't trying to play. They already know what time it is with these guys. They know who they're trying to develop. Very interesting. I don't know if you guys saw that, man. I was just watching the game. I was like, yo, look at all these guys they got on the bench. We could use one of those guys. Excuse me. The biggest thing that the Knicks are missing, the hugest thing that the Knicks are missing is size. Size. We need length. And they got a bunch of dudes over there that are riding the bench that the Knicks could use. Detroit's not going anywhere. Give a Fourier and like a pick and get one of those guys on the bench, man. They can be a good piece coming off the bench to help us. I love what Marvin Bagley brings. He's big. He's athletic. He's 6'11". Imagine him down there with Mitch, and he's like a stretch 4. He could play. He could hit 15-footer and get a 3-pointer. James Wiseman is 7 feet. He's athletic. He could put him right next to iHeart, man. I'm all the way confused as to why they wouldn't make a move like that. Maybe they weren't paying attention. I don't know. Maybe they didn't realize who had who. So much going on. They got a lot of pieces over there, man. And then also, too, man, I would whisper in their ear like, hey, man, what you want for Jaden Ivey, man? Because they're not using him right. They're not. They're not using him right. He's not even playing. He's not even playing. Do you not realize he was everybody wanted him in New York. I'm going to say something and I want to see what you guys think. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? I want to see if you're here with me. We trade for Jaden Ivey. We put him at the 2. Get Grimes out of here. Have Jaden Ivey starting at the 2. Put Grimes at the end of the bench, sitting next to McBride and all them other cats and DiVincenzo. and you have Jaden Ivey starting at the 2 guard. I'm going to drink that. I'm going to drink my water and let that simmer for a second. We see what Detroit wants. We see if they're open to it. The kid's not even playing. They just drafted Alsha Thompson from OT Elite. He's taking up all that kid's minutes. They got the kid from Michigan, Livers, they got him starting now. And the other kid, Hayes, they got him starting. He had 23 tonight, that kid. And they got the other kid from Houston. They said he was Grimes' homeboy. Sasser had 20 minutes. He had 17 tonight. They're not even using Jaden Ivey, man. This is easy. Atlantic Lions said if we get injured, then we should make a move like that. Listen. Look, man, it doesn't matter if we get injured or not. Let's make the push. And not for nothing, they might give up Wiseman for nothing. People are going to lose their minds if we get Jaden Ivey and keep IQ on the bench. No, it's not that, man. It's just that what IQ brings off that bench, he's a spark plug. But also, too, listen, man, Atlantic Lion, listen, you got to understand. IQ's got to get better, man, with certain things. IQ, listen, we know how good he is. But he played 19 minutes tonight, 2 for 10 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3. He only had 5 points. I said it my other show. You remember? I said, listen, man, IQ played great. But the problem with him is that he'll have these great games and then he'll disappear and have 5 points the next game. He can't have 5 points the next game or 7 points. And what did he do tonight? He got 5 points. 5 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. Only played 19 minutes, man. You can't do that and you want $25 million. It doesn't go. Listen, man, I'm telling you right now, the analytics, they're going to be on him about that. That's what these guys are basing these deals off of, these analytics. Yes, IQ. Listen, man, we know how good IQ is. I'm not saying he's a scrub. We know how good IQ is. But he can't have games to where he's scoring 25. He's looking like the best player out there. Then he just disappears and scores 5. Because analytic guys are going to say, okay, he's not ready to lead a team. Then they're going to say, okay, well, based on this, based on how you play here, you're really eligible. That's what they do. They tell that to the management. They look at that. Analytics are everywhere, man. It's even in baseball, too. They do the same thing, man. Not even like they don't base it off of like what you do. Like it's like what is a possibility that you could do because based on the analytics, you're gonna most likely do. I'm like, come on, man. I'm not a robot. Like I know what I'm gonna do. Like you can't tell me in the future what I'm gonna be. But that's what they're basing it off of. So they say, okay, IQ scored 22 tonight. Okay, so most likely his third game he's gonna score 7. Like that's how the analytics is. And they base it off of that, and that's exactly how these guys get their contracts made, man. Listen, man, Jaden McDaniel, he's not that good of a player. He's solid, but why is he getting all that money? Because he's a 3D wing. They value these guys because they feel like they're all everything. He's 6'8", 6'9". He can shoot the 3. He can play defense. He's athletic. So they're like, oh, wow, this is the new trend. So pay these guys all this money. Look at Vassell's. He's getting paid all that money. I'm not saying these guys are bums. I'm just saying it's all based on what's the hot new thing. And that's why the Knicks did what they did, because they look at, okay, IQ's only 6'3". He's not, okay, then we don't have to pay him this amount. We can see what happens, and they're probably banking on IQ doing what he's doing now. Now, IQ's going to come out and play well tomorrow, play well against Toronto. What if IQ drops a dud again? He gets only 9 points. Like, that can't happen. And then you go into a team and saying, listen, I want to be the starting point guard. I think I'm like, yo, man, we're not giving you starting point guard money. Atlantic Lion said, I like the idea of Ivy on the team. Listen, man. Listen to me. Atlantic Lion, think about it. Everybody else in here, hope everybody's doing well. Think about it. Jaden Ivey. Everybody wanted him on the Knicks. He's in Detroit, man. They got him on the bench. And then also too, I remember hearing that he's disgruntled over there. Like, he's gotten issues because he's not getting that much playing time. And I didn't recognize him because he cut his hair. I said, yo, that's Jaden Ivey. He's not even playing? Listen, if I'm the Knicks, I would be calling to Detroit tonight. What do you guys want for Jaden Ivey? What do you guys want for James Wiseman? We'll take both of those guys. You guys aren't going anywhere this year. We'll take both of those guys. What do you want? We'll give you Fourier and a pick for Jaden Ivey. They might even say, listen, you could just take Wiseman and just let him walk. Donald Thump, how you doing, sir? He needs to practice shooting 100 free throws. Hey, man, if this is your first time coming to LV Live Show, I appreciate you coming by. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. But I appreciate you coming by, sir. Thank you so much. Happy holidays to you and yours. Thank you for coming by to my show. But if I'm the Knicks, that's what I'm doing, man. If I'm the Knicks, I'm asking, okay, what do you want for Jaden Ivey? Like, what do you want? Are you interested? Like, is there a possibility? You know what I mean? They might let Wiseman walk. He's at the end of the bench. He didn't even play tonight. He's at the end of the bench. James Wiseman is 7 feet, man. He's athletic. He's big. He can just come in and just spell Randall, man. Have him at that 4 spot. He can shoot the pill. He's solid. Sometimes all our guys need is just a place to come and play, man. And if we can get Bagley, oh, man, forget about it. Pistons aren't going anywhere this year. They're not trying to win. They might be just trying to get their picks up. Maybe Knicks can give some picks. And I'm not saying all the picks. We got a lot of picks. Maybe 1 pick. And Fourier. And maybe, how about this? And maybe Grimes. I said it. For Jaden Ivey and either Marvin Bagley or James Wiseman. You heard it here first on the LV Live Show. Marvin Bagley on that backup 4 will be sweet. Exactly, man. And he's better than Mook Morris. He's younger, he scores better, and he's bigger than Mook Morris. He's 6'11", man. 6'11", 6'10", he's huge. Imagine him and iHeart down there. We would be dangerous. Do you understand? Do you understand what that second unit would look like, man? I'm surprised I'm the only one that's seen it. I mean, listen, I'm sure I'm not. I'm sure there's other shows. I'm sure there's other people that's suggesting this. But listen, man, I would make a call to the Pistons to get those guys. They're not going. The Pistons are terrible. And they're just stacking all these young players who were top picks on their teams. Because then they can give us Bagley and Jaden Ivey. And then they can let, Wiseman back up Durant. I mean, I don't know. That's for them to figure out. I don't know. Yo, man, listen, guys. Man. I'm telling you guys got to pay attention to this stuff, man. Because they got big men over there. They already got big men. They got Isaac Stewart, and they got Jalen Duran, 6'10" and 6'10". So they got big men. I'm just saying, man. We got to be open to the possibility of these things. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the schedule one more time. All right, guys, take a look, man. Listen, we won tonight. So out of our 6 games, we finish out strong by beating Toronto. We'll go 4-2 over these next 6. Then we'll move to 12-7, man. 12-7. 12-7. Looking good in the East. Looking good in the East. Looking good. Looking good. Looking strong and solid, man. A tough out in the East, man. We're a tough out in the East. I think a lot of teams do not want to see us in the playoffs. Do not. But great win tonight. Great win. And, I think also, too, man, with a win like this, man, is the Knicks are getting really, really good, I'm noticing, at beating teams that they should be. See, games like this before they would lose. But beating the teams that they're supposed to beat is what makes you a really good team. Now, when you get to the upper echelon, it's going to be a tough win. You know, how they played with Miami, it was a tough win, but they were able to pull it out. You should have games like that. Playing against Boston, they played Boston tough, but Jason Tatum was able to pull it out because he's a great player. In the fourth quarter, that's how it's supposed to be against those top teams. I feel we should have beat Phoenix, right? But they have a superstar player that came up with a big-time shot, right? So I love what I'm seeing from this team. I really, really do, and I like how we're gelling together. We just got to tighten up a couple of things. But, guys, we beat Toronto with 12-7, man, out of 19 games. It's pretty damn good, you know what I mean? Like I said, hypothetically, LV, starting 5 and bench. Brunson, Ivy, RJ, Drew, Mitch, bench, IQ, Dante, Josh Hart, Bagley, iHeart, Lord. Right? That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Listen, man. I'm getting excited because, look, man. I don't know if anybody saw that, but I was like, wait a minute. I did not know he was coming off the bench. I thought he was starting. I remember hearing stuff, but I just brushed it off. But I remember hearing stuff that Jaden Ivey was frustrated over there in Detroit, having issues. And, just bothered. And I'm like, wait a minute. They just drafted a kid from OT Elite, Arsha Thompson. He's good. He's going to be really good. He's big, too. He's bigger than Ivy. Ivy's about 6'4", 6'5". If I'm correct, I think Thompson, because he's got a twin brother, I think he's about 6'8". I just checked it out. Now, he's 6'6". So he's pretty big, man. He's bigger than Jaden Ivey. So I think that's who they really want to play. And then the other kid, man, I didn't even know about the kid. The kid Hayes, he was pretty good, man. Lefty. He's 6'5". He's pretty good too, man. He had 23 tonight. And of course we know Kate Cunningham. You know what I'm saying? So Kate is big. Kate is 6'8". So they got Livers too. That kid, he's 6'8", I believe. He's from Michigan. I remember him. He's a good player. But he's solid though, man. That's why Jaden Ivey can't get on the court. But he's not playing. Oh, man, listen, man, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be pushing that. I'm telling you, man, because listen, I would love for the Knicks to pursue and get Jaden Ivey and have him start and get Grimes up out of here, put him in a package deal, put him, Fourier, and a pick to get Jaden Ivey and either Marvin Bagley, or if they don't want to give him up, say, all right, we'll give James Wiseman. If they say, listen, we'll let James Wiseman walk. All right, cool. So we could just pick him up. But we need that big 4 coming off of Randall. We need that. And if he's big, if he's 6'10", 6'11", imagine what the defense looks like. Imagine him blocking shots. Imagine also, too, Bagley can play the center, too. He could be a stretch 5. So imagine if, you may not want to go with our heart tonight. You might want to say, let's put Bagley in there. Put Bagley at the center. Put Randall at the 4. Put RJ at the 3. If RJ's struggling, you got Josh Hart. Listen, man, that's solid. Because Bagley rebounds too. But the thing with Bagley, what makes him so good is that he could play the 4, man. So he can come in for Randall. He's like Mook Morris. Yeah, Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. All right, man. But listen, I'm about to get up out of here. Listen, I'm LV Live. Appreciate y'all coming by to my show. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people. Right. Also, too, appreciate everybody coming by. Enjoy your holiday. And I'll be back rocking with y'all again to talk about these Knicks versus the Toronto Raptors. And hopefully we can close it out these 6 games and go 12-7. I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here. People, have a good night. Peace.